On the previous video, we measured this. This measured at about 180 milliamps. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and touch the cam first. Let's get him in the picture here. So when I touch the cam, you can see that as I touch it, that cam does drop. Okay, see, it goes down to 0. Now, what I have here, 180 milliamps, is a lot more than this circuit is capable of providing. So what I end up with here is this incandescent test light taking this circuit completely down to 0 volts. Let me change the trigger point on here so we can see that plain as day. I'm going to go ahead and just release the trigger so we have none whatsoever. All right, now it's going to be floating across the screen because we're not triggered, but it's all right. So now I'm going to come in here, I'm going to touch the signal. And there, it's pulled to ground. Okay, so again, this test light, absolutely terrible use of this test light. So let's take a look and see what happens with the crank sensor. Exact same thing, it's pulled down to 0. Now, I don't know if you could see it or hear it, but when I did that, I lost all spark. Touch it again, hopefully you can hear the spark cracking in the background. Spark went away. Okay. So by pulling that circuit to ground, the ignition system wasn't able to do its job. It didn't have its input. All right, one other thing I'm going to do, I don't recommend that you do this on a live car, but I'm going to take this incandescent bulb and I'm going to probe the power coming to this Hall sensor. Now with this particular vehicle, the PCM is providing power and it's providing about 12 volts or so. So let's take a look and see the effects that it has on this circuit. It blipped for just a little bit. Notice that it also affected, for a short period of time, that cam sensor. Let me go ahead and trigger this again. So I'm going to go into the voltage supply. Boom. Now, did you see that? Test light actually lit, but initially it pulled that voltage low. Okay. So again, the regulator internal to the PCM is compensating for it, but again, this I do not recommend you doing at all. I'm just showing you that it does have an effect, and again, absolutely misuse of an incandescent test light here. Well, we're going to take it one step further with the other incandescent test light. This is going to be the larger amperage, and from the previous video, we saw that this thing pulled right around 3/4 of an amp. What I'm going to do here again, we'll take the trigger off. So we can see the effects of this incandescent bulb on the cam and crank sensor. All right, so we're going to go ahead and touch the signal here for the cam. Notice, boom, it pulled that down. No light, no nothing. Again, this pulls way more amperage than the circuit's capable of providing, so I have no light, and you can see that we pulled that sensor signal to ground. I'm going to go and take a look and see at the crank sensor, and we should see the same thing. Again, we pulled that signal to ground potential. Since there's no input to the PCM is now lost the capability to produce spark. So the spark is stopped. Okay. Now, again, we'll never do this on a real vehicle, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to take this light bulb, incandescent test bulb, and I'm going to test the power. It's coming from the VCM, okay, battery volts supplied to this cam sensor. All right, I have, there we go. In this case, the light bulb did not light, but what's happened here is that it has taken out both of the crank and the cam sensors because it has pulled the 12 volts coming from the PCM to who knows what level. But we know that it is low enough that we don't have enough voltage being applied to the crank and the cam sensor. So again, absolutely terrible use of a test light, and that's why really you don't want to use a test light when you're dealing with any type of low amperage or any type of sensor circuits. Now, I will say that the LED light, I have no problem using in one of these circuits. I can put him in place and I can take a look and see if I've got any type of signal simply by looking at it blinking. Now again, it doesn't tell me if I have a great circuit, it doesn't tell me what the waveform looks like, it doesn't tell me anything about the timing, but it does show that it is blinking. Okay. So I know that this does have a signal. And again, it has affected the signal by about 1/4 to 1/3 of a volt, okay, but nothing near what we had with the incandescent bulbs. So again, incandescent bulbs, no good for any type of sensor work like this. This guy's okay. Put him in the power, nice bright light, okay, and again, he's not affecting the circuit at all. So again, this is a safe bulb or a safe test light to use, at least with this circuit. All right, hope you learned something, and thanks for watching.